I see y'all boys, man. Even when you always vibe, it still can be difficult putting differences aside. It's easy to be blinded by your ignorance and pride, but if you know experience, give listening a try. It's simple, let's bridge the gap between this or that. It's not white or black when you only know half, but if we put it all together, we'll make it a whole. Then regardless of our feelings, the truth will get told. So if your views don't match up with mine, the very same situation could feel different when I see it through your eyes. So whether it's your side or my side.
Okay, where do you think the direction of youth ministry is going in the next couple of years? Like, obviously youth ministry is different. We talked about it before, and I'll probably put these together because some of them are all over the place, but we'll put them in like a segment. But
Sure.
Youth ministry is different. It's not the same as when we grew up. It's faster. I love what you said. Kids are way more honest, because if we were to say what we actually felt back in the day, would have got slapped, would have got beat, would have been upstairs, like it would have been done. So we kind of just like, thank you. Where do you think the direction of youth ministry is heading in the next couple of years? And then how do you see yourself playing a role in that direction?
I think that hopefully we can all acknowledge that, like, technologically youth ministry has to progress.
Come on.
It's like not an option. We're, like you said earlier, walking into church is like walking back in time, and that can't be acceptable anymore. We're not. I mean, and I think that and I'll say that I think it starts with us, like as millennials.
Yeah.
Who kind of grew into alongside this technological like speed run. It feels like.
Yeah, for real.
And so. We're there, but like we're nowhere near this like Gen Z group. We're not.
No,
I'd love to say that we are, but we're not.
Oh.
And I'm going to say something that you may disagree with, which is fine, but a lot of people may disagree with it. I'm going to say that this Gen Z group coming up is smarter than we were when we were their age.
I was just thinking about that at the gym this morning. They do stuff that I'm like, I would never have, the balls to do. That I'm just like, yo, go ahead.
Yeah, they're smarter because there's no way they couldn't be. The amount of information that they receive 24/7, it's impossible for them to not be smarter. Now, don't get smarter confused with more common sense. Let's not do that. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, they're honest, but they're honest to a fault.
Yes.
They're real to a fault. And I think that like a lot of this I was talking to my wife about this the other day. Like their humor is weird. It's so odd to me sometimes. Like they laugh at stuff that like it literally like they can't even explain why they're laughing because it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
And so as a millennial, that bothers me. It bothers me so much.
Yeah. Yes.
Like we went and watched I'm not gonna say it right because I am American. Shang-Chi.
Okay.
We watched Shang-Chi.
We just watched that on Tuesday. Yep.
It's super good. We went and watched that with the youth group.
Same.
And when we got out, they were like, Aquafina, I hate her character so much. She's the worst. She's not funny at all. And my wife and I looked at each other. We're like,
what?
I couldn't have words. They did not like the Aquafina character. If you don't know who the Aquafina character is, she is Katie in the movie.
The girl, like the funniest character in the movie.
Yes.
What?
They thought she was terrible. They thought she wasn't funny at all. And I was like, yes. And I said, why do you think that? And they said the writing was horrible. None of her jokes were funny. And I was like, and like all of this yet again, this is them being too real and too honest to a fault. They don't understand, right? And so and this is my opinion, Roman's opinion time. So you don't take it for whatever you want, I guess. But like they receive so much information and they're constantly bombarded with things left and right that sometimes they just need something to not make sense to let it go.
Ooh, say that again.
And so, okay, so the amount of information and stuff that these Gen Z kids get all the time, 24/7, nonstop, I genuinely believe that sometimes they need things that don't make any sense to really just like let off steam, to just let things go. And if it doesn't make sense, you can't explain it. They don't have to explain it. It's just like, oh, it's funny because it's stupid. It's ridiculous. And it doesn't like, and it's not information I have to process. It just is.
Okay.
And so,
I agree.
like, I think that is something that I struggle with because I don't like it. I like humor that is intellectual. I like humor that's funny.
Yes.
And so,
Shout
and
out
so
to her. She was so funny.
thank you. Yes,
what?
Aquafina, you're hilarious. And the fact that your name is Aquafina
That's her name?
is that is her. Well, yeah, it's her stage name. It's spelled wrong too. It's like AWK
Okay.
WIFINA. That's a weird word to spell. Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious.
All right, I'm gonna have to check out. She was funny, yo. She was my favorite. She was probably the movie was good. Side note,
Yes.
we going on. Listen, I liked it because it didn't feel like a true Marvel movie. It felt different.
Yes.
And I was like, that was my biggest concern about this next phase. Is I was like, if I
Yeah.
keep watching the same movie over and over again, I'm gonna just wait till DVD. But this made me a
Yes.
believer again because I was like, yo, they're doing something different. Characters are different. Fighting is different. Yo, whenever my boy was riding the rings, like stepping on the rings to do
Ooh,
something, I
yes.
was flipping out.
It was dope. It was so
Yes.
good. It was so good. I also want to point out
Go ahead.
that you said something very millennial, and you said wait till it comes out on DVD instead
Ah,
of wait.
amen. You're right. You're right. Wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. My bad.
There it is. Thank you.
Oh,
All right. So back to
okay.
the question
That's all right.
was yeah. So back to the question. I think that youth ministry is trending in a direction, kind of like I mentioned earlier, more fast pace.
Yeah.
It's quicker. It's also at a point where we have to really figure out. It's gonna obviously end up being what the kids need or what they desire. At its core, that's what youth ministry is meeting
Yeah.
kids where they're at,
Come on.
and then being able to give them Christ in where they are, and that's important. So right now, and we've talked about this before, Randall, is that some of the best ministry that I do with my kids is playing Fortnite.
Yes. Come on. Yes.
And for them, that's quality time.
Yes.
Like that is real time with me.
Yes.
Whereas us growing up, nah, we got to go do something. We got to go to the bowling alley. We got to go, go play ball or something like that, right? And so our personal in-person interactions were so important. Whereas for a lot of these kids, it's important. That aspect is never going to go away. The in-person aspect is never going to go away. But also because they care about their setup, the thing that they have in their space.
Yeah.
But being able to share that with other people in a different space is so important.
Yes.
And so to take that ability to say, all right, you can game at your house, I'll game at my house, but we can do that together is important. So to find ways that we can also connect, because COVID really created it showed us what we're capable of when we're not together. And we can still do a lot. It's not the same, but kids were like, oh, I can still talk to my friends, I can still hang out, and I can still have conversations, and I don't mind it all the time. I will say though that the teen suicide is higher than I think it's ever been.
Yeah, big time.
And so that's why the in-person aspect will never go away.
Yes.
But kids really like the things that they have that are personal to them, and being able to use that space to create or just be with other kids.
Yes.
But not necessarily having to leave their desk. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's it. That's one thing I had to learn. I'm not a big Fortnite, Apex, what's that other one? Is it Valorant or what's the last one?
I don't know. My kids are playing Splitgate now, so
I don't even know what that is. I got
exactly.
What's the drink with all the gun games, all that stuff? I'm not big onto that. But for youth ministry, the best I could do is at least hop on a stream. I was one of my kids was in a Apex tournament. He won $100, and like he was hype. This dude's in ninth grade, so like this was $100 in ninth grade. That's huge. And like I was there, Super Smash Pastor, like, yo, go ahead, bro, do your thing. Like you got it. Like that's youth ministry now. And I was telling a couple of my friends, I was just like, yo, like you said, when we were in youth ministry, yo, let's go play ball. Or yo, let's go do this. Yo, let's go to this place where we know there's gonna be girls in other youth groups, and we can find our potential ones. Like that's not it anymore. It's not, and that's okay. And I think we as millennials have to be able to, or youth ministers have to be able to say, yo, the one thing I was going to say is that like the biggest lesson I had to learn was, you know how they always say, be who you needed to be when you were younger? That's what I thought was what I was going to bring to youth ministry. But they don't need who I needed. They need who they need. And like the youth minister that I needed when I was a kid, he's outdated. Like that's just the thing. He's outdated. So
amen to that. That's the truth. That is absolutely the truth. It's not. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you couldn't have said that any better. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm gonna write that down.
Hey, go ahead, steal it. All right, everybody, we have come to a close. We thank you for checking us out today. Want to give a great shout out to my guest, Roman McCutchen. Give it up for him, y'all. Woo! Roman, do you want to give anybody any last closing remarks?
Yeah, hey, thank you so much, Randall, for having me on, man. I really, really appreciate it. The conversation was fantastic. I also have a podcast.
Yes, link in the description.
It's called Drawing the Line. It's on Spotify and Apple Music. Love for you to check it out. We basically discuss sort of similar things, except it's just kind of a hodgepodge of debatable topics. And I don't know, it's fun. So, but thank you so much. Really, really, really had a great time.
Yes. Thank you again for giving us some of your time. Link in the description for his podcast, y'all. It'll be there. Click on it. Give him some likes. Give him some views. What are you doing as Apple Music? You got to like, what is it called to like get the...
It's like, I guess you just follow. I don't really...
I think it's follow. I don't know. But follow him, y'all. Follow him. We thank you for coming with us. Thank you. This has been another episode of Truth Podcast, where we tell our versions of the truth, because that's all we know. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Thank you for watching another episode of Truth Podcast, where we tell our versions of the truth. Listen, definitely comment down below, because we want to hear your opinion, what you got to say. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. That way you know anytime we drop another episode. Be on the lookout. We're Truth, and this is Fettuccine TV. We out. Peace.